Today is Friday, July 9th, and as of tomorrow, I will be 3 weeks out from my first meet. The meet is on July 31st, and so that's, three weeks and 1 day from now. So we're getting pretty close, and so today was Big Friday, singles on snatch, clean and jerks, and Panda Pulls and a few accessories afterwards, but the important things being the snatch and the clean and jerk, obviously. And so today I wore my singlet, actually, just for the sake of, gearing up mentally, because that's sort of the attire that I will be in on meet day. But yeah, starting with snatches. So after having rewatched a lot of the snatches or the hang snatches on Monday, and then sort of looking back at some of my more successful snatches in the past, one thing I've noticed is that in trying to implement the concept of pushing myself or pushing up against the bar and pushing myself down with the bar as the frame of reference, I've noticed that I'm trying to time my feet at the same time that I time my pushing up, if that makes any sense. And my feet land on the ground faster than I should be pushing, which makes me sort of rush the tempo. And so what I noticed from comparing some of my older snatches is that the timing was just too rushed in the hang snatches from Monday, whereas in my previous more successful snatches, the timing is very different. I'm letting the bar get to the height that it needs to, both the height and the lateral positioning that it needs to get to before I start pushing. And so today, that was the sort of main thing that I wanted to correct. And I think I did do a better job of that, except I think in trying to be a little bit more patient, I also, in turn, end up being a little bit slower on the turnover and not pushing up against the bar fast enough. So it's sort of like, okay, this time, the timing is a little bit closer to what it needs to be, except, so the timing is closer to what it needs to be, but the problem that comes with that is that my timing in terms of when I need to push up against the bar is also, now it's too late. But everything felt fine up until, I think 190. 175 you could see I was a little bit back on my heels, and 190 you can also see I'm a little bit back on my heels, and it's both are because, again, I'm pushing up against the bar too late, and I don't have tension or control with it with my upper body, control of the bar with my upper body, nor tension on the bar with my upper body. Same with 200, and so I should be pushing up against the bar a little bit earlier, and so there I think it would have been a make, I think, if I hadn't pulled back nearly as much at extension. And then this is the one rep that I make. Unfortunately, I only make one rep for today, and even that one was a little bit sketchy. Even that one I should have been pushing up and having tension on the bar earlier. It was just, I think I got a little lucky. And then this, in trying to fix the issue, I rushed things again. So I'm trying to find a happy middle ground. And then there, I feel like my timing and such were better. And I don't know. I feel like that last set should have been a make. I should have. This here too. This got a little dangerous actually because I didn't bail very well. I should have just dumped it behind me and then dived forward without it, scraping against my back. Thankfully, I was fine. But those last two sets, set four especially, I feel like I should have made, because positionally I was much better, and timing-wise I was also much better than I had been in the previous ones. Same with the fifth set. I think I just need to be a little bit more, I think the degree to which I exert tension on the bar with my upper body by pushing up and creating that tight separation, I just need to do a better job of that. But objectively looking at the results of today, I did 5 sets at 205 and I only made one. Not great, obviously, but still learning and still making progress. Just really, trying my best to find that right timing, which I think I got close to today. But yeah, the hope is that I will find it and be relatively consistent with it, hopefully with the work that I put in the next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks before my meet. But I mean, even if my meet doesn't go well, it's not the end of the world. It's literally just a local meet. But obviously I want to come in as prepared as possible. But anyhow, so that's how snatches went. And then clean and jerks went a lot better. I feel like I've really been solidifying the position that the bar needs to be in the front rack when I'm getting ready to jerk to prevent that windpipe thing from happening. I'm really focusing on elevating my shoulders and making sure that the bar is resting on my delts as opposed to my clavicle. And I think I'm really solidifying the position in which I need to get that bar, and it's becoming relatively consistent. So that's like the main problem that I've been having, and been able to fix that in the last few sessions. And then also applying this idea of, again, pushing up against the bar and pushing myself down versus trying to catch it. And I think that one actually, that warm up right there, my elbows were a little bit sketchy. But provided that the bar goes relatively straight upwards, my jerks have been feeling way better with that idea of pushing up against the bar. So here's my first set at 265. And that, honestly, with this set, I was just happy more than anything that, I made it, because I haven't jerked 265 in a long time. So it felt really good. And that matches my jerk PR, so pretty exciting stuff. And then this set was not good, and it was unnecessarily dangerous in the way that I should have just dumped it behind me, but I didn't really know what that was. But basically the reason that happened, I think, is because I just sent it a little bit too far forward. Obviously with the hip movement thing still happening, it has a tendency to do that, but just a little bit of help with my arms to push it back helps that bar path go straight. But wasn't able to do that for the second set, and so with it going forward, I caught it with very soft elbows, and I just didn't have enough leverage on it to hold it. But I fixed it for the third set, and then also fixed it for the fourth set. Although this wasn't as good as my third or my first jerk, it was still a solid make. It was solidly locked overhead. So yeah, pretty consistent with 265, which is huge, given that that's my jerk PR. So pretty happy about how clean and jerks went. My clean and jerks are shaping up to be pretty consistent, which is very exciting. Consistency just makes me so happy, honestly, which is why the snatches have been giving me a lot of heartache. I don't know if that's the right word, but giving me a lot to worry about, I guess. I don't know. Just want things to be consistent, even if it's consistently not great. I don't know. Lifting is hard. And then I did these Panda Pulls, which were pretty solid. I did a pretty good job of staying tall, not letting my chest sort of fall over, which is sort of what I should be doing in the snatches. So these went well. One thing that I mentioned to Aaron today is that if hypothetically my meet were to be tomorrow or next week or in the immediate future, I think what I said was hypothetically a week from now, what I would choose to be my openers, what I would be comfortable doing would be 85 kilos, which is around 190, and then 115, which is around 255, I believe. Those would be numbers I'd be comfortable hitting as openers as of right now. And so if I can clean things up and make things more consistent over the next 3 weeks, then maybe those will go up, probably, hopefully. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a decent spot to be 3 weeks out, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's about it.